a project share for you guys today. This was kind of a big project for me. I am in a swap with Kim from Burley Kim 37, and we decided to do a swap that involved altering a set of 3 tiered boxes and then filling them all with handmade embellishments. So I see some of you ladies out there altering things in it. I don't know, it takes it like everything else, it just takes me a really long time, but this was actually a very enjoyable project. I enjoyed altering the boxes and making everything to go inside them, and I'm very excited to be able to share it with Kim. So let me what I was going to say is some of you ladies make the altering look so easy, and it seems like you do these projects and kick them out so quickly. I don't know how you do it, but okay. So the paper line I used for this was, let's see, the Follow Your Heart from My Mind's Eye. And this was a brand new paper pad, and I used, the boxes aren't that big, but I'll show you what I did. But I used every page, and I had hardly any scraps left over. Like a couple tiny little pieces. So I really used this whole pad. Kim was saying she liked, kind of the teals and peaches, and so that's why I picked this paper line. And so here are my 3 boxes, and the 3 of them all stack up. I'll see if I can kind of show you this way. But I'll show you each box individually, and then I'll show you what's inside. Here, I'll just do one box at a time. So this is the smallest box. And I'll do a close-up here. Oh, I have it sideways. So I have wild orchid craft flowers. I have some recollections flowers. Underneath here, it might be kind of hard to tell, this is a Polaroid photo frame that I had embossed with some enamel embossing powder. There's some pearl flourishes. This is a flower that I made with a doily and a gem there. And these couple of metal pieces, there's one here too. Those were Recollections, I believe, metal pieces that I had put some, gosh, I can't even remember exactly, but I definitely altered them, I think, with some paint and gesso. And then here is the front of the box. And then the boxes, each of the sides, the one side has, when you line the boxes up, they each have a word with a metal label. And then the other side each has a key. So this one says joy, and then it says fly and soar, and just did a little bit of layering of some papers, and then there's the key. Oh, so let me tell you how I did the boxes. These were just the regular paper mache boxes from the craft store. I painted each of them with a light coat of paint, and then came back and took some gesso and just kind of whitewashed it. And then you can see the shine there. I took some triple thick, which is a gloss medium, and I didn't put it on real heavy. I put it on kind of speckled. I just put a little bit on the tip of the brush and really lightly brushed it over so you can see it's got kind of a speckled effect. So I did that. I knew I was going to do paper, so I didn't do the entire box, but I did everywhere that was going to be exposed, including the inside of the box. So that's kind of how I achieved that look, and then went back and paper pieced over that. And I adhered the paper with double-sided tape, which seems to be sticking very well. If I were to do this again, I would use a double-sided tape with a little bit of white glue as well, because I noticed that a couple pieces inside the box were coming off, and I went back and added some white glue to those, but the ones on the outside seem to have adhered very well. So that is this box. So let me show you what's inside of this one. I'm actually kind of excited about what's inside of this one. So I made this pin cushion and put some pins in it. And it also has, it just has polyfill on the inside, but I scented some rice with some lavender oil, so it smells a little bit like lavender, but I love the way that I came out. I've made one of these pin cushions before, so this is the second one that I made, and I worked a little bit more on the dimensions of this one to really try and get the dimensions down that I wanted. I had made one that was too small, and the first one I made, I really like it. It was just a little bit bigger than this, but I love the way that it came out, so I hope that she likes this. And then just made a few stick pins, and these I made with corsage pins, the 2.5-inch corsage pins, and then I've just put in some regular 2-inch little sewing pins in there. So Kim, I hope you like that. And then you can see I painted the inside of the box and then paper piece below and inside the top. Ooh, and you can smell a little bit of the lavender. So I forget which side. This side I intended to be the front, so we'll just put that back in there. Oh, I can't wait to send this to her. So that was the little box. And then the medium-sized box. It seems like lately when I'm filming, I'm always standing up. It's because when I'm sitting, I can never quite tell if I'm in frame. So I did some paper layering and layered some trims on both of these and did a little stitching on this one. And this is from Michael's, from the, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to remember the name of it, the chic line that they have over in the beading section. And a doily and some paper piecing. And oh, I happen to have the stamp set that goes with this line. So I did, like, I embossed on this tag here, I embossed this word, came with the stamp set, added a little doily, some more little recollections metal pieces. I did some paper piecing on this wood banner, and then just layered some alpha stickers there. And so this is the front, and I had done some embossing on here as well. It says smile, and added this arrow, which I forget which brand this was, but it was one of the, it might be Heidi Swap, but it's one of the ones that you can alter. And then there's the key, and then this is a stamp that came with the set as well, and so I embossed that on there. I love the way that that came out. And this one says hope. And inside of this one are all kinds of goodies. I made her an altered spool. And oh, Judy from Juju Pem had sent me these little flowers. I absolutely love them. But I hope you don't mind, Judy, that I really altered them with gesso and inks. I alter everything. I get so carried away. But I love the way that they came out. And this is more of the paper line. There was a couple pages that had all these tiny little cutouts. So I just cut them out and layered them on there, added a doily and some pearls, and then made her some of my stamp seam binding. And how I make this is I just use Stays On ink, and I use a Stampin' Up! Roller stamp that is the script, and I just keep rolling it down the seam binding and inking it up, and it comes out really pretty. I did, altered that all in there. I paper pieced over the inside of the spool, and this is just a empty ribbon spool. So made her that. I took some of my older clip art that I have, not the recent stuff that I've been showing, and made her these. Oh, I don't want to take them all apart. I made her some vintage wooden tiles that have different pictures on there. I love this image. Okay, the next thing in here are these bottle caps. And I put a little bit of Stays-On ink around the outside of them. Let's see if we can get a close up here. I love this one. And these images are, these two are from Crafty Secrets image sheets. This is just a piece of clip art that I had made, and this one was a piece of clip art that was shared with me from another swap that I was in. So I made those, and then just put bubble caps on top of them, inked the edges of them. I grabbed, I had to stop filming for a second. I was home alone, and my husband, I didn't hear him come in. He was trying to be really quiet, and he ran in to get something, and I heard somebody on the stairs. I'm like, oh my goodness, who is in the house? So when I stopped filming quick, I just grabbed a few of the things that I was talking about. This is the triple thick. It's glaze, and this is what I used to kind of speckle the box with the glaze. And this is the Stampin' Up! Stamp that I used to make my seam binding. I don't even use the roller. I just go like this, and then I just roll it along. It works very well. And then next, I made these teeny tiny flowers. I was so inspired by the flowers that Judy from Juju Pem had made. And when I was in the craft store the other day, I picked up this punch and made these tiny little flowers with it. And there's 4 flowers. I punched out 4 flowers. The very top one, I put a little slit in and I folded over, glued over one of the leaves to make it a little smaller. And I absolutely love the way they came out. Everything in here is handmade, so if anybody wants any tutorials on any specific items, just let me know. These are a couple other flowers I made. This one I had made a while ago, was in my stash. And all of these I either just glue dotted on there so that she can use them. This one I tied on here with wire. This was a Tim Holtz piece that I put some paper behind. And then this flower, I actually, as I did it, I took pictures, so I might post a video on how I did this one if anyone's interested. But it has one of the beads from the necklace I bought in Paris and a little doily. And then these are flower leaves that I hand cut out from like a tea filter bag. It's a little filter that you would put loose tea in. And I used some Glimmer Glam on there. And then this is a Tim Holtz flower cut out from grunge board that I inked and put some Glimmer Glam on as well. And I have a little package of clip art for her. That's all the clip art that I took on our trip, or that I made. And these are just a couple of tiny little embellishments. So I put all the embellishments on the paper from the collection as well. And I put some micro beads on there. And then these, I know a lot of you ladies have been using the molds and either making clay flowers or resin flowers, and just something I really wanted to give a try. So this is actually my very first batch of flowers, and I used the Mod Podge molds and the Sculpey clay and the pearl, and then I just inked them up a little bit after they came out of the oven with archival ink. And this one, these leaves I did a little stamping on. But I really like the way that they came out. And I actually bought another mold last night. Let me just show you the mold real quick because it's right here. These are the molds I was using. And these are made specifically to be used with one of the Mod Podge, what is it called? It's like a hot glue that you fill in here. But these work perfectly well with the clay. I put the clay in there and popped it right out and laid it on a cookie sheet. And then these are the other two sets that I made. So I hope you like all of those. Let me just scoot this all out of the way. So that was the medium size box, and then there's the large size box. And again, paper layering and tickets and embossing, and I covered some metal embellishments with gesso and pearls, and this was a little wood chip piece that I had and used enamel embossing powder on there. And these are just some little cutouts from the paper collection. Just did a little bit of layering there, added some pearls, the side with the key. And did some embossing here. This was a little wood piece that I had, and I used my gelatos on there. I think the peach and the gray, and then, I don't know if you can tell, I put some crackle accents on there. And added the pearls. Embossed this. Here's a couple more of those arrows. And added a little key there. And this one says give. So it says joy, hope, and give on when you line up the side of the box. And that's the inside. And this box has, this was just a really heavyweight chipboard piece that I had stamped and colored. This image, put it in that little envelope. This was one of the tags I was making, that I was doing the tutorial on. That's a few videos back. This is just a doily cut out from a Sherry Lynn tea doily die. And here's some, in here a lot of I didn't actually make these flowers, but I altered them. So I altered these little white silk flowers. I made her some book paper leaves. Oh my goodness, I was supposed to include book paper leaves in the giveaway, and I don't think I did. Okay. Cynthia, I'll have to send you some book paper leaves. So I included those. This is a rickrack flower that I had made and altered. And some stick pins. And I did these a while ago. I don't even remember what else is in here. Oh, here's some more altered flowers. This is, I think this one's Wild Orchid Crafts. These two flowers were flowers that I had purchased in a bunch from Lacey 46 and altered those. And then this is the flower that I was showing in the giveaway drawing, and I had put a pack of these flowers in with everybody's winnings, and this is what it looks like altered, and I love these flowers. And then this is a flower, I don't know if it's a flower, it's just a little embellishment that I had made. This is some of my favorite trims. I love this gray trim. A little doily and a button. And then these are Prima flowers that I altered. And last but not least, this was the flower that I had put on top of her box. And so I gave her one of those. So I'm going to pack this all up and ship it off to Kim. It was a time-intensive project, but I really enjoyed every step of the way. Oops. And thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, if anyone has any questions on any of the things that I made or altered, please let me know and I'd be happy to give you more information. You guys have a super great day. Bye-bye.